Hey there and welcome back. It's day 5, it's the end of the weekend, and it's another mindset shift before we dig into more tactical stuff around your career during the week next week. But let's talk about recognizing that this isn't just a job but a career. Now, technically jobs and careers, same thing, it's semantics. But here's the thing, there's a little bit of a mindset shift I want you to make if you haven't already made it, and it seriously alters how well you do, how quickly you thrive, if I can say those words, and how rapidly we move forwards. In fact, one of the dangers of a bad job is that we view it as just a job, and we therefore actually stall and take longer to get away from that bad situation. So here are some of the things I want you to have a look at to see if you need to shift your mindset from it's a job to it's a career. First things first. The best leaders are in for the experience, for the life education that comes from a job, and that includes the toxic ones. Sure, you should not stick around if you're in a toxic work environment, and I hope that by doing this challenge you're going to see some of the opportunities available to you to get out if that's your situation. But there are still lessons to be learned and up levels to be made, and if you can be learning and up leveling in that toxic environment, you're going to move forwards faster, which is what we're here for, right? In fact, they don't just come faster, these lessons. You will get out of the situation faster because you are able to talk about how you're tackling things and how you've grown and changed. You're going to be seeing really great insights from being in that negative environment. It also shifts your mindset and means you are able to have a slightly less personal view on a negative environment. Very hard to do not get me wrong. I'm not belittling if you are in a very toxic, especially if there's gaslighting going on, if that's the environment you're in. But you can do things to protect yourself by moving into more of the career mindset. Like, what can I learn from this situation? Rather than sitting in that victim mindset, which is perfectly legitimate and normal, but there is another way which is going to move you forwards faster. Secondly, I want you to think about work as working for something you care about rather than working for something that you don't care about. There's a quote from Simon Sinek: working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. Now, not everybody has found their passion or their why, as Simon Sinek calls it. That takes time and exploration. But you might not love the job you're in right now. But if you're on a path you love, sometimes that's enough for you to push through and move forwards. Sometimes you can have that biggest perspective and think, I'm ticking off these particular things so that I can move on the path I love. I never really thrived being an IC. I needed to do it to become a manager because I didn't want to become an MBA manager who'd never done the IC work. That wasn't what I wanted to be doing. So I think it's really, really important for you to take that bigger vision. If you are not on a path you love at all, we need to be having another chat. Pop over in Slack and tell us if that's you. Consider the long term and not just the short term. It's hard to do when things are very tough, and if this is your situation, my heart goes out to you. But ask yourself, where do you want to go next? What's your vision for change? Where do you want to leave your mark on the world? How does what you're doing right now get you there? What do you need to do next to get you there? Be thinking about that bigger, broader vision when things are tough. Focus on that when things are tough, to pull yourself back into growth and away from that stuck and stalling that is not going to get you anywhere fast, even if it's legitimate because of the situation you're in. You will land your next role quicker if you embrace how this helps you. Another thing to look at is, are you focused on money or on experience? Now, you need to pay the bills. Do not get me wrong, and you absolutely should be paying what you're deserved. And there's a whole thing around negotiation mindset, which as women, typically we undersell ourselves. Having said that, if your focus is on money, you probably aren't chasing your passion. And as I said, you need to have passion in order to be able to work hard and build those magnetic experiences that drive you forwards, but also or make you magnetic as an individual. Another thing to look out for is, are you doing the minimum or are you going above and beyond? Again, when we are in a toxic workplace, it can be really hard to go above and beyond, and there are legitimate reasons for coasting for all sorts of reasons. In general though, if you go above and beyond, you will go further faster. I will always remember a job I really hated, and everybody was surprised when I left because they all thought I was happy and thriving because I was going above and beyond. I was most definitely not happy. But I'd been playing hard until the day I left, and it got me out of there faster. Finally, I want you to find a reason to be excited for Monday mornings, which I know can be incredibly hard if you're not happy, but I want you to find something, just one thing. You may struggle at first, and it's why community is so incredibly important. One of the things when I've had bad times is I was excited for the community I was in, for the people I would connect with professionally on a Monday. They weren't in my job, but I would connect to them Monday to Friday because they were my professional network. And I lent into that when I was really struggling with every other aspect of my job. But there might be some little nugget that you're excited for. Try and find a reason to be excited for Monday mornings. That gentle mindset shift, instead of focusing on the negative, focus on, even if it's a tiny, tiny positive, that simple shift can mean you move forwards faster and boost yourself. There's much, much more that goes into stepping away from the job and into the career mindset. So pop over to Slack. Let us know what you are doing to focus on career instead of that job mindset. And I would love to know if you are enjoying this, or if this is one that's just like not quite sure how to take action, because this is a tricky one. So pop over to Slack and let us all know how you're getting on.